guys, and welcome back to Freelance Fridays. Today we're going to be talking about 5 different mistakes that fashion photographers make when they're charging for their work. So I want to talk about a few of these tips today because I actually have written an ebook on pricing your photography, and this is specifically directed at fashion and beauty photographers. So the link for that is in the description box below if you're interested in checking that out. But I really want to go over some of the mistakes that I feel that people make specifically in this industry when it comes to charging for their work, and some things to avoid that I really want to cover today with you guys. So without further rambling, let's get into the video and talk about some mistakes that I feel are very common when charging for your work as a fashion photographer. So number 1 is not charging for retouching, and I find that this is a big one specifically for beauty photographers. I think that there should be a very distinct line between your retouching and your photography, because your day rate or when you're photographing is going to be quite a short amount of time compared to probably when you're going to be retouching later. So I think it's really important to make clients aware, very, very aware of this fact, because not every client does know this, and it's important to, I guess, share that information and educate them on that. But also letting them know will really help get your point across when you are charging as to why you're breaking it maybe into 2 different categories. And I prefer to do this because I think it's really important to be able to charge for your time. As fashion photographers, that's really what we have and what we're charging for. And it's important to know how much time you're spending on certain activities within your business. So I think it's really imperative to charge for retouching separately or to have a different fee there for that on top of your photography day rate. I think that's really important. The second mistake is not considering the time that you spend on certain tasks. Like I said in the first mistake, I think it's really important to know and to work out how much time you're actually spending on certain tasks, whether that be retouching, whether that be photography and actually getting the shots that you need, how long you need to be there on the day of the shoot so you can relay what is the best amount of time for a client to book you, for example. It's very, very important. And even going into how much your business is taking up of your time. What does all the back end business look like? And how much time do you spend doing that? You know, there's just so much more to consider than just going out there with your camera and taking a few shots, because we all know that it's not like that. And it's really important to know how much each task is really taking up of your time. So even things like exporting or importing your images can take up time of you sitting at your computer and waiting for things to happen. So write a list of the things that you have to be doing within your photography business and make sure that you're charging appropriately for your time. Number 3 is undercharging or overcharging. And I think this is due to not doing research, and undercutting, I feel like, is one of the worst things that you can possibly do. And not everyone means to do this. I think it's very fair for people to want to be competitive in their field, and it's not always easy to know what other people are charging, but this does come with time and research. And I think researching is got to be the best way possible to find out what other people are charging and to find out what other people on your level or who you feel are on your level photography wise are charging, because that's going to be a really good indication of what maybe you can charge. And obviously it's going to always be different. Your work is your work and you should be able to know and to charge what you want for it. But it's really important to know if you're undercutting by a really large amount in the industry, it can actually lower everyone else's wages and everyone else's photography salary, basically, because clients may book you because you're the cheapest, but you might get very undesirable clients as well who don't appreciate your work and really just want the best deal. And that's very common and happens a lot. So I think it's very important to do your research, find out what other people in your area as well, your locale, are charging, and to find out what you can do to put your own fees together without undercutting a lot of other people in the industry. Number 4 is not charging for usage. Now, usage is a very, I think, heavily forgotten aspect of pricing a lot of the time these days. And it's fair to say that I think a lot of people maybe don't know what usage is. And I have written about this in my ebook a little bit more, but usage essentially is the usage for the commercial aspect of the images. So where the images are going to be displayed, for how long, and the location of where they're going to be displayed, whether that's worldwide or just in one singular country. It's really dependent on those facts. So I think it's important to remember, if you're doing commercial jobs that you know are going to be for print or for digital online, that there is a usage aspect to those fees that you're giving your client, and you need to add that on top of what you're already charging for your day rate and retouching or whatever else you'll be charging for associated with this shoot. So it's really imperative to remember that usage is very industry standard when it comes to commercial work, and make sure you do add on that fee for it when you know that something's going to be published in print primarily, but also for digital options as well. And then number 5 is not charging a deposit. Now, I have gotten into this trap before where I haven't charged a deposit and I've lost out on clients. It's just become really messy, to be honest. It's good for several reasons to charge a deposit, but one of those reasons is you're more likely to book that client down the track or to transfer the deposit to another day and postpone if the shoot needs to be postponed for whatever reason. But also it's really important because you're going to be locking those clients in as well. And especially if you have a non-refundable deposit, then they are locked in with you. If you don't charge a deposit and someone cancels, there's no saying that they can't go to another photographer or that they won't go to someone else and do their photo shoot there. So I think it's really important. Charge a deposit always, and make sure you know that it's your extra security for booking in shoots as well. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video about 5 mistakes that I feel fashion photographers make when charging for their work. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please click the subscribe button and the notification bell to make sure you see all the videos that I have in future, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!